Hello, everyone, and welcome to another biblical prescription for life. Today, we're going to try to answer this question that has come in from a person that asks, what should I try to do when my symptoms are unexplained? You know, what's the next step when you're feeling poorly and no one can figure out what to do? That's a great question. And I see that quite a bit in the clinical practice of medicine. But before we go there, let's start out with a biblical prescription from Isaiah 41, verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. What a wonderful text for people that might be suffering from anxiety and concerns. We don't fear not. God's going to strengthen you if we stay close to Him. And a lot of people might be fearful and dismayed and feeling poorly when they have something wrong in their body and it can't be explained. So that's called a symptom. And the symptoms can be very confusing for doctors. You know, of course, chest pain and shortness of breath and losing weight and rashes and joint pains and digestive problems, headaches, not feeling well, lack of energy. These are all examples of symptoms. And you might be having a symptom today and it might not be unexplained. So this might be something that you might want to pay attention to. So what do I try to do personally when my symptoms are unexplained? Well, you know, of course, you want to see your physician and make sure there's nothing major that they can pick up on. And they usually order a bevy of tests and, you know, EKGs and echoes on the heart and maybe a chest x-ray and blood work. But sometimes, despite complete evaluations, including your genetic history, all this, your symptoms are still ongoing and it can't be explained. Many patients, they say, oh, we can't explain it. It must be stress. Well, that's a blame, but something is still causing the stress. Sometimes people say, well, you know, we can't explain the symptoms. This person is just a hypochondriac. They just want something to be wrong. But many times there is something undiscoverable that's going on in the body that's causing these symptoms. So this is what I do when in my body that I'm having a symptom that is unexplained. In fact, not too long ago, I had this little rash that popped up on my body, and that was a symptom that was unexplained. And there wasn't anything major wrong, but there was something that just wasn't right. And I went through the things that I'm going to share with you, and I figured out what was causing it and eliminated that. And guess what? The little bumps in my body went away. So the first thing that we want to go over is anything that you put in your body can have a chemical consequence. It can change your physiology. And that includes medications, supplements, foods, food additives, things that's blowing in the air. I had someone that was exposed to poison ivy one time that was smoke and they broke out. Even thoughts. Everything affects everything in the body. And sometimes one chemical reaction will affect another chemical reaction. So our bodies are very complex. Yes, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And a lot about an individual body is still unknown. It's how your body processes, how it breaks down things. We call that metabolism, how it excretes things. So the body is very unique and it's different for each person. One size does not necessarily fit all. So when I'm having an unexplained symptoms, the first thing I want to look is medications. Is there a new medication? Might I be having a side effect? And all the medications, as you look at them, they have side effects, no doubt about it. And hopefully the benefits outweigh the side effects. But if you're having a new symptom and are on a new medication, this might be a possibility. Now, sometimes it's not the medication, it's how the medication is processed in wrapped and delivery systems. And that sometimes can change from generic medications to different types of medications. So that's something to look into to see if it might be possible that you have a medication side effect. And of course, if you stop any medication, you have to check with your doctor to make sure the risk of stopping it are worth the benefits. I prescribe a medication called amiodarone. It has lots of side effects. However, it does have benefits, especially on the rhythm of the heart. And we keep surveillance of that medication very carefully to make sure a person's not having side effects. So other things that people can have unexplained symptoms from is the different supplements they take. Remember, supplements are not checked on as much to see what's in them, and sometimes they have things that don't agree with you, so check on your supplements. Sometimes it can be in the food. We have lots of food that's prepared in different ways. It's processed now. We have canned foods. We have wrapped foods. All of these foods have different things in them besides the food itself. Sometimes the food or the supplement isn't the problem, it's what it's wrapped in. So sometimes these things in a body, an individual body might do fine with them, but someone else might have a side effect. Well, I found out that one of my medications that I take, a generic one, was processed differently, and that was causing me to have these little bumps. I got back to the real medication, and guess what? The bumps went away. That wasn't picked up on blood work, wasn't picked up by anything, but just knowing that chemical was causing problems. Different types of foods. Some people agree with different types of foods. Some people have food allergies. We see that a lot of nuts, and some people that eat dairy products, some meats. Some people just don't agree with different foods, and it causes chemical reactions that cause people not to feel good. So when you sort through an unexplained symptoms, your doctor can't explain it. Of course, I want you to go to a biblical prescription to get God to help you. And in our text today, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed. I will strengthen you. God's promised to help with this. But there's some things that he can guide you to that might help as well. One of the things that I think is very important is read labels. Let me show you. This is a label of a supplement, and it has different things in it. For instance, it has algae oil, it has high oleoic sunflower oil, it has rosemary extract, it has natural mixed tocopherols, which are antioxidants, it has palmitate, it has a soft gel capsule, it has cornstarch, it has glycerin, it has another substance called carrageenan in there. It has sorbitol, water. So everything that we put in us not only has the substance, but it has different things to stabilize it and help it get into the body and go where it needs to go. So in this one, for instance, it has a substance. You look at the label and say, listen, maybe this is causing me side effects, maybe one of the chemicals. So what you would do is you would eliminate as many chemicals as you can from your regimen, and that includes supplements, and that includes medicines if possible. And then, now if one is causing it, it's a very common side effect. For instance, nitroglycerin. I give someone nitroglycerin 2 days away from now, they have a headache. I can sort of put that together fairly easy. But some of these interactions are a little bit more complicated. So I would look at all the different substances and try to limit as many chemicals as you can and see if you might start feeling better. If you might start feeling better, add the things that you think are most important in your life first and see if the symptom recurs. So in what I showed you there, it had a chemical called carrageenan. And there's been much controversy about that chemical, and it's actually an extract from red seaweed. It's a food allergy. It's been around forever. It is a natural substance, but some people don't do well with it. They use it to help. It's emulsifying. It's it's a thickener. It improves texture. It helps things gel. And a lot of people don't like to take other things that do that, and they want to take a natural substance, and sometimes this carrageenan is in different natural substances, but some people it doesn't agree with. It's been explained to cause bloating, inflammation, problems with the stomach. However, many people, the Irish and Chinese, it's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Some people don't have any problems with it and do well. But that's just one example of a chemical that's in a supplement. And the same things that are in pills and injections and everything has different chemicals that interact. A lot of people have been taking different shots, and it has special things in shots that make them more stable in the body, but these definitely can cause side effects. And of course, all of the processed foods have additives and different things that might interact with your body and cause an unexplained symptom. So I hope when you are faced with an unexplained symptom, see your doctor first, get a complete physical, make sure it's nothing big, but then try some things yourself. Say, hey, listen, is there any chemical in my life that I can get rid of? You might just be for a short period of time, all the chemicals that you can, the processed foods, the additives, everything. And sometimes you can figure out what was causing your symptom. And usually the symptom is more an annoyance than life-threatening, a GI symptom, fatigue, joint pains, inflammation, a rash like I had. But I think that's what I would try to do if I have unexplained symptoms that my doctor can't figure out. But more important than any of that is we must realize that God allows us to have trials and tribulations because He sees the big picture. He wants to be with us in a relationship for us forever. So that brings us back to Isaiah 41:10, a great biblical prescription, a great promise, especially if you're having health problems and you're concerned. This text, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Yes, I will help you. That's a guarantee, a promise. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. So we have a God that loves us, and through His Son, we can have a relationship with Him, and He is there to help us. But we must ask, and we must try to develop this relationship. And that's what biblical prescriptions are like. Well, if you have a comment or suggestion, I want you to put it on our channel here. Give it a thumbs up. Please share this with your friends and neighbors because we want to spread the good news that true healing comes from a relationship with Christ. Now, we have lots of resources. I have a newsletter. We have a Bible study. We have a worship app that many people like to use. Many different resources as we want to develop a relationship and continue to help you in your journey. And a couple people have commented that I look more relaxed than usual. Well, I'm having more time now because I've now made the transition from a full-time cardiologist to a part-time cardiologist. I still want to, quote, stay in the game to stay up on, especially the modern medicine, but I want to have more time for ministry, more time of telling people about the big picture, what's important, sharing biblical prescriptions, and helping give hope and encouraging. So I hope this was helpful. What to do when symptoms are unexplained, read the labels, try to get rid of chemicals, see if you can figure it out. But more important than that, remember that we have someone that will help you and strengthen you. We have to call upon that name. I'm Dr. James Marcum, and I'm going to be back soon with another biblical prescription for life.